What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the red color, playing as Hades. His name is TSM Player. No, not Team Solo Mid. This is a clan that was around way before Team Solo Mid was a thing. So you take that criticism because TSM's obviously not interested in Age of Mythology, which is their loss. They should probably come over and pick up some Age of Mythology players because it would definitely do their brand a lot of justice. But this is the real... I can't even remember what TSM stands for in Age of Mythology. It's some like Latin thing. But this is the real TSM. The OG gangster TSM. Sticking with the Hades for the 5th game in a row. Skady, on the other hand, here, changing things up yet again. Doesn't feel like the beatdown from the Uranus is justified here. He's deciding to go in with his Zeus. Going for some Zeus abuse. Skady was winning with Poseidon. We'll see if we can keep winning with the Zeus. Zeus is one of those funny, very funny gods in the Greek war because he has access to Centaur, and for such a long time, Centaur has felt like it's been unbeatable for the Greek gods. And I think Matrius has made a case that Centaur against Poseidon are possibly not the best way to play the matchup. Because he seems to deal with it way too well. But Hades, on the other hand, it's definitely a different question mark. Because while, yes, you do have the speedy classical hero in the Chiron, Sylvan Law Centaur dodged the arrows, so it doesn't matter. And hitting the heroic age to get an Achilles, which costs 350 food, that's expensive when food gathers the slowest. And if we check out the speed of that unit as well, it's only 5.5, so it's still not fast enough to really chase down those Centaur. I mean, granted, neither is Atlanta, but Atlanta goes up to 6 speed, and I think the Centaur are 6.5, and the extra 0.5 in an actual battle doesn't really matter that much. So we'll see. We'll see what Skady's going to do here, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see him just go for the standard Centaur abuse here. Now we'll see what player's going to do, and he's already been really smart. He's left his 2 back deer here. Question is, can he defend against it? Can he hold on to it? We see him going for the water buffalo first. He'll move forward, grab these water buffalo. He's already got the resources to advance. Look at this, 400 food already, but still not enough resources here. Why? How does he have that much food already? It's going to be a late temple. Throwing up the granary here in the back. I'm confused. But grabbing this town center doesn't seem like such a bad idea, especially with like a temple here and then a wall to the temple. And then maybe some stuff over here, like a building or 2 on this thing. Boom, boom. Get some houses going this way. Oh, the wall's already over here as well. This is smart. He doesn't even have to worry about the wall here. Wall this, and then temple, barracks, or temple stable archery range. And then he's got all of this hunt in the back that he can just grab. And these Centaur from Skady, if he does go for them, are really not going to be that effective at all. But we do see that Skady's going Hermes. He's got 2 villagers on the favor. So it does indicate, at least to me, that we're going to be going for some Centaur. And, oh, it's a fake. My God, Skady. Skady is by far the most creative, strategic player I've seen in this game. He's not only does it look like he's faked fake Centaur, but it looks to me like he's faking a second town center. Oh no, he's grabbing this one. Never mind, I take it all back. He's just short on wood by a considerable amount here. So the villagers get to their town center and they're like, oh, what's happening? The villagers retreat back. TSM's throwing up his walls. Or players throwing up his walls, I should say. And he's got no idea that this town center is getting grabbed. But there is a big giveaway that Skady's going for a town center here. I'll give you 2 seconds to work it out, chat. What is the big giveaway that the town center's coming? What is it? Guys, quick. Turn the chat box on so you can... Oh, say it again, Raptor. There it is, Howard Hughes. Wait, someone... Wait. Oh, it didn't show up. Okay, go again. Go again. What's the big thing? Quick. Quick. Say it's just... Score drops. LNC Trust wins. You see the score drop, you know the town center's going up. But for some reason, player did not notice it. Or he did notice it. He's throwing up his own town center anyways. But Skady's got the forward town center now for himself. And this is reminding me very much of one of the Matrius Magic games that we recently saw. And Magic went for 4 town centers in that, which I don't think is ever going to... Very rarely will it work. But this idea from Skady, 2 town centers, grab the forward town center, maybe grab this town center, go 3 town centers, leave your back town center there. Might be okay. Might work a treat. Stable coming up now for Skady. Walls coming through. See what TSM player's got in store. Now, player can simply just go for a semi-fast mythic here as an option. It's a very, very good option. There's the second town center up. Semi-fast mythic here. Underworld Colossus. All in. Or maybe this back town center or this thing here and go for the main base with the Colossus. This guy's going to be very, very tough to chase him if he goes for a second town or third town center here. But it doesn't look like he's just going to be making his Hippocon. So he may go for a fast mythic here as well. We'll see. But at this point, it's just going to be a big old setup. Very difficult to get into the Hades base here with the stables and the archery ranges and everything else to boot. Meanwhile, players Minotaur, he is stomping around looking for something. He can take out the back tower if he wants. But he is just scouting here. He's looking for some villagers to kill. Chop up. Look at the big axe he's got. We see a bolt there onto the Chiron, but the centaur falls. I don't know about that bolt there. 200 wood. Well, it might seem like a lot. It's not that much. Well, it could have been a Colossus in the late game. You do see that Ajax and Hippocon going after these villagers almost take down one villager of Skady. Skady manages to defend, forcing player back here. All the upgrades looking for players. Still no husbandry. Don't understand why he's always so late on the husbandry. Some people don't realize the value there, but we do see that one Minotaur comes in, does kill one villager there. Nice raid from player. Getting that value from the Minotaur. And Skady just a little bit late to react here. Now player on the move forward. Looking for something. Oh, we got the villagers here. Big raid for player. And Skady very much so out of position with these villagers. He's got lovely hunt back here. He's got lovely hunt over here, but he's decided to hunt in the middle of the map. It's looking like player will be able to get a couple of villager kills before he loses some units here. But one very low HP villager is going to get away. As player doesn't notice that. Just lose one of those shades and potentially a Hippocon. So this raid here goes heavily in the favor of Skady in the defense. Now player moving forward. Gonna attempt to pick off the Jason here. Doing some good stuff. You do see the Chiron going after these Toxotes, almost picks them off. This fight here does look like it's sort of in the favor of Skady, who's got just a little bit more out so far, but he's gone for the third town center. But there's the restoration from player. That's going to force Skady back. I don't ever feel like it's a bad idea to trade ceasefire for restoration either. I mean, they wouldn't have lost these 3 units here. And yes, he's going to be on low HP for some of his units, but at least he doesn't lose them and he gets that time to recoup. But we'll see. We'll see if player can get some value here from his units. He's moving in, trying to pick off the villagers. The villagers getting pulled off the line here. Going to be attempting to fight the Toxotes. I don't know about this at all from Skady. Ooh. It's on a marsh tree there for some reason. And it's looking like player is happily fighting this because he can get a lot of value out of picking these villagers off. Meanwhile, medium cavalry come in. And player has to retreat. Skady, on the other hand, with a lot of villagers out already. 3 town centers. Nice play from Skady to hold on to his position, but it's looking like player's economy is potentially just a little bit better. He's trading just a little bit better. How's the upgrades going for Skady? He's got them all. He needs husbandry, but apart from that, he's got them all. Meanwhile, eating his pigs nice and early here because he doesn't feel comfortable going for his hunt at this point, but already having farms up. Has plow, has husbandry, so that's good. And it looks like player's going to be able to hit the next stage fairly soon. And like I said, semi-fast mythic, not a bad choice at this stage in the game. Or even he can go for just like a quick heroic and snag this town center and sort of grab the side of this map here. Wall this off, wall this off. We see the villagers over here coming and going to attempt to pick off Skady's villager. Is going to make a break for it through this wall, and then he's going to sneak in here and try and defend himself. That's funny. Oh, he needs to make sure the villager comes in. Oh, the villagers can sneak around the wall. There you go. That's how he got through there. See some villagers falling over here in this corner. Nice brave play from player, who should be advancing by now, I should think. He's still not. He still doesn't have the gold. I need to consider getting shaft mine or something. Getting an early shaft mine is never a bad thing. It's always good in actuality. I don't think I've ever had a game where I've gone, damn, I wish I didn't get shaft mine. Armory coming up for Skady, and Skady's going to be looking to go to the next stage. It's actually really, really close. And this is huge for Skady because for some reason, player's economy not functioning correctly. A little bit late on the gold. Armory a little bit late as well. Skady going to be able to hit the heroic gauge, hit the mythic gauge at the right point here. See, nice, really nice raids from player. This is huge. Absolutely huge for player. Skady should not have let this happen. Should have had walls all over the map by now. These raids are just really hurting Skady, even with 3 town center advantage. We're seeing more raids come over here, pushing off the hunt, and we're seeing a big problem arising for Skady. We do see Apollo coming through, but the problem for Skady is he's not able to continue grabbing this hunt because he's just getting raided off everything. Meanwhile, the army of Skady coming into this location over here, he does manage to take down all of these Toxotes, or at least the vast majority of them, with his heavy Hippocon. And the Ajax falls, and everything else falls after it. So nice play from Skady to defend against that. But meanwhile, more villagers dying here for player. And what player can do with this is he's going to be going Apollo himself. A little bit after Skady, but he can definitely hit the mythic age first here. See the villagers making their way over onto these deer. Smart play to go for them at this point, but I imagine player will have some more units to go for more raids. He's coming up this location as well. Just hitting stuff literally everywhere here. See some villagers getting raided for Skady finally. Needs to return fire here. Sometimes the best response to raids is to raiding your opponent. We do see the immediate underworld passage onto this location. That'll probably be a ceasefire here. Because there's so many villagers here for Skady. I don't know why he's not ceasefire. I guess he wants to hold on to it in case earthquake comes? Maybe? Meanwhile, raids on the top. We see a market coming down for Skady. Very just low on resources right now. Do not know about this play from Skady. He's just getting pulled every which way currently. You see a random stable coming up. He gets denied by players Manticore here. You do see Toxotes and Hivicons over here going down as players going to be able to start pushing in on the hometown center of Skady, especially with a hill, a fortress going up straight next to this, and then Petropolis or even just Mythic Age as well. Is he close? He is super close. Marker goes down. Trade some of that wood for gold. Buy the rest of the food. Advance. Definitely Hephaestus here is a good idea, but I guess even Artemis might not be awful. It's not going... Well, obviously can't afford the fortress just yet. How many villagers on favor? Not quite enough. We see the double armories going up. So obviously Hephaestus is the god of choice here. And players still just getting value out of his army left, right, and center right now. And he's got the 145 supply to play with as well. So there's no real tangible advantage here for Skady, even with his ultimate Skady storehouse here. Not even off the mine. On the wrong side of the mine and right next to it. This is AOM 101, people. More military buildings going up for player. The last armory up. Still not enough villagers on favor to get out Forge of Olympus. You do need to have 35 favor for that one. And he's only at 20 right now. I think that villager... What's he gather at? Let's check. Let's check in the temple then. One villager, 0.84 favor a second. Someone do the math on how much favor it takes, how many seconds it takes one villager to gather one favor for. Because I'm not going to bother with that one. Too difficult. Chiron, Ajax coming out. 4 player here. Surprised to see him go for those first instead of, I mean, left to Heliopolis, I guess. So no Petropolis. That's just about to pop out. And look at these resources. Perfect for the Forge of Olympus. And there we go. Throwing more villagers on just a little bit late here. So that favor will come through fairly quickly, but totally fine. There's the Plenty Vault going down. Giving an extra boost in resources. And in that moment, Skady says, nah, it's too much for me. GG, well played, player. This is just won by the strictly defensive play of play. The raids were just brutal. If we check out the post game for the first game in the series, civilian units, Skady's in front for this whole time, but here when the raids start hitting, player just overtakes him. It's crazy. All resource total, Skady in front, and then somehow player just goes shunk, completely destroys on that late game there, or mid game or early late game, I guess. Military units killed. It's fairly even in terms of the military count, but just so many more killed for player. And player also gets those free Hades shades as well, so absolutely huge. Well played by player, getting that second win. We'll move on to game number 6 really shortly. If you're enjoying these games, please consider hitting the follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.